The Billionaire's challenge was supposed to be a spectacle, a publicity stunt wrapped in arrogance. Cameras clicked as he laughed, declaring, "Fly this jet and I'll marry you." The crowd roared. It was entertainment, not a real challenge. But when a black woman in a worn flight suit stepped forward, silence swept through the airfield. The laughter grew uneasy. Who was she? What was she thinking? They didn't know her name, her history, or her power. But the moment she spoke, the game changed forever. Watch till the end. Her secret will leave you speechless. Wait a second. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. Her name was Ava Jackson, a former Air Force pilot turned commercial aviator. Flying was her heartbeat, her escape from a world that often judged her skin before her skill. After losing her airline job to corporate downsizing, she spent months teaching flight lessons, quietly rebuilding her dream. That morning, she hadn't planned to be at the Billionaire's event. She was passing through, drawn by curiosity. The billionaire, Lance Mercer, was famous for his ego, a man who flaunted wealth like armor. His new private jet, worth millions, was his latest toy. When he mocked the idea of any woman flying it, laughter followed. Ava stood at the edge of the crowd, heart calm. The wind whipped her curls, and the engines shimmered under the sunlight. She knew what arrogance looked like, and she was about to rise above it literally. When Ava stepped forward and said, "I'll fly it," the crowd froze. Lance smirked, sizing her up. "You? This jet's more complex than a toy plane. Do you even know what you're touching?" His words sliced through the air, meant to humiliate. Cameras zoomed in. Eager for drama, Ava didn't respond. She nodded toward the aircraft, her eyes fixed, her composure unwavering. Inside, memories flashed. The nights of study, the long hours in flight simulators, the countless times she'd been told she wasn't the right image for corporate aviation. Every rejection had led to this moment. Lance, showing off, added, "If you can fly it to Paris, I'll marry you on the spot." The crowd erupted in laughter. Someone shouted, "She'll crash before takeoff!" Ignoring the noise, Ava climbed into the cockpit. Her fingers danced over the controls like they were old friends. The engines roared, smooth, confident, perfect. Lance's grin faded. The jet rolled forward, gaining speed, then lifted effortlessly into the sky. The crowd gasped. Reporters screamed. Phones recorded. Up above, the clouds parted. Ava's heartbeat steadied. She was home again, in the air where no prejudice could reach. Below, the man who mocked her watched in disbelief, his pride shrinking with every passing second. Hours later, a massive crowd gathered in Paris. News outlets had followed the flight in real time, the story spreading across continents. Black woman flies billionaire's jet after being mocked. As the jet approached the runway, thousands watched live. The landing was flawless. The door opened and Ava emerged, calm, composed, radiant in her humility. Cameras flashed as Lance stood, visibly shaken, trying to recover his lost dignity. He laughed nervously. "Well, looks like I owe someone $1 million, and maybe a ring," he said, forcing a smile. But there was no laughter this time. Ava looked at him, her eyes steady. "Keep your money," she said softly. "Just remember it, respect is worth more than any bet." Then she turned and walked away, leaving the crowd in stunned silence. The video went viral within hours. Millions watched her flight. Millions more replayed her calm defiance. For many, Ava Jackson became a symbol of dignity in the face of mockery. She was invited to speak at aviation events and honored by institutions that had once overlooked her. When asked later why she took the challenge, her answer was simple. Because every time someone tells you you can't, the sky waits for you to prove them wrong. As for Lance Mercer, his empire stumbled. His sponsors withdrew, his reputation tarnished by his arrogance. Ava never mentioned him again. She didn't need to. Her name had already soared higher than his legacy ever would. The question remains, how many more Avas are waiting, grounded by someone else's doubt? Tell me, which country and city are you watching from? Take care.